Inconsistent.
You're very happy that you're applauding for us. There's more than one clap.
Yeah, I mean,
and we just started the video, so there's no point of it. You just did it anyway. All right.
I'm being called extra. So we're talking about the strike.
Yeah.
So like 2 days ago,
You're asking me right now. Or you're telling me what's going on that phone.
we're talking about the strike. No, I was just trying to see what the top conversations are on Reddit to look for that topic.
Oh,
but it's not even trending. That topic anymore. It's over.
all right. All right. We should start over because we went into a full tangent.
Hey, you keep moving the camera, bro.
I didn't move it.
Yeah, look at all that shit.
Oh, that was when I left the room before when I was in the bathroom.
Right.
You just never fixed it. All right, you ready?
Imagine.
All right.
All right. 2 days ago,
Yeah.
I saw a video of this black guy,
Okay.
and I could tell by his accent and his arm was really black that he was a black guy. And he was going to Costco telling, you don't have to buy all that toilet paper, bro. We make toilet paper in the United States.
People were panicking.
I went to Costco's, when was it? Wednesday, 2 days ago. And I'm putting my shit away, and the lady's like, sorry, excuse me, this is a dumb question. Is there any toilet paper in there? I hadn't seen the video that toilet papers are made in the US.
Yeah.
I just looked at it and says like, that's not even a thing. Like the things that are the shipping thing has nothing to do with toilet paper.
Yeah.
Like nothing to do with toilet paper.
Do you have no toilet paper in your house? Is that what's happening?
She was like,
The toilet paper is gonna be fully stocked next week.
with her sighing was her like brushing me off. Like you're
She's
just
like, oh, this guy's an idiot. He doesn't understand. He doesn't know about the freaking strike.
he's a spick. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand.
These pigs don't even wipe their ass.
That's why Trump was throwing bounties.
He's like, they don't even
outside.
need this.
So when I heard the strike thing, it was like, good. I think this actually went right into the topic of what the future looks like if robots, and automation and whatnot. This is a perfect example of that.
Good for them.
Good for who?
For the workers.
Oh, right, because of the union, and you got it hard on for
It's
union.
not just union. It's people in general. Think about how much inflation has happened in the past few years.
Okay,
It's crazy, bro.
right. So
When people are like, oh, they're making $62 an hour now. I'm like, we should all be making a lot more than we made before.
I know I had somebody tell me too. It's like, oh, they're actually for $5 raise every year for the next 5 years.
Like, bro, how much, bro? You know how much? Look at inflation now. Look how much in the last 10 years. Look at
that was
inflation
my
from COVID.
that
even.
was my argument. I was like, if you're gonna raise the price of werewolves, I gotta make more money to cover
Yeah,
the price
we
of
all should be
werewolves.
making. So when they say they're asking for a lot of money, I'm like, we should all be asking for a lot of money.
Yeah, but then so me and this person started going back. I was like, okay, so you get paid more, so I'm gonna raise the price of goods more, and then you're gonna be like, well, you gotta pay me more.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, well, I'm gonna raise the price of goods more.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna pay you more, and then me.
Well, that's the chicken and the egg, but they already laid the egg. They've already increased the prices. They started it. Now it's our turn to get the money
But
back.
you see, what's the solution to get out of that mentality?
Kill people. Make replicators. How about that? Make replicators. That'll solve all the problems.
No, a realistic
There's
one.
too many people on this earth. How about that?
Kill them.
Yeah, just like this guy said, just shoot. Sink a couple of cruise ships.
Bill Barr.
Yeah, Bill Burr.
Bill Barr.
Yeah.
Wrong Bill.
But there's no solution. It's inflation. We've already did it. We're in the hole.
So we have to pay the people more.
Yeah, we have to catch up. Everybody should be making some.
But
extra money.
they're just gonna raise up the services and goods more. So that's my argument. We're gonna go for this tit for tat of raising things. And what does that mean at the end of the day? That means that a Coca-Cola is gonna cost you 300 pesos. I mean dollars.
Yeah, and it's gonna instead of saying dollars, it's like us saying cents right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Stop.
We're just gonna change the terminology. That's all it's gonna be.
What about if we just delete zeros?
That's what they do in other countries. They don't. When somebody says like 100 yen, for you're thinking of $100, but really they mean $1 because they mean 100 pennies. So when they describe money, they're describing it in pennies. We don't do that. We have dollars.
the way if this analogy that we just did keeps going,
Yeah.
they started it. And that's your only response.
Yeah.
We're gonna end up.
No,
with
but
pennies.
it started with the
It
creation.
doesn't matter who started it.
No,
The
it
problem
started
is-
with the creation of the government. That's how it started. Think about how much stuff used to cost. How much was a newspaper back in the day? 5 cents.
$2 on Sunday.
Now for you, but when your great great grandfather was alive, it was 5 cents. So that has been going on forever. We're not. There's nothing new happening. We've been doing this forever. The only thing that's new is happening is that they're not keeping up by paying us what
Their end of the
because
bargain.
inflation went up so high, so fast. So all the costs went up on high fast, but our pay didn't follow. For generations, it's been following together, so it's fine. But now it's not. Now it's out of whack. We're paying so much money for stuff, and we're not making enough here.
And what else have you heard about the strike? Because they came up with a temporary solution to
Yeah,
keep them going
for the
until
next-
January
Yeah.
8th or something like that.
But the tentative agreement is I don't know over the next 5 years, basically similar to what they wanted. I don't think exactly what they wanted. They wanted like a 75%. They got like a 62.
they just got their $5 for today.
But
For
they
now. They got their $5 for now, but everything else is not on.
yeah.
It's,
But they can vote it in and say we want to keep it. It's on the table still for the members.
to vote the increase.
Yeah,
Right now, it's a temporary. Here's your $5. Shut the fuck up. Get back to work.
basically, yeah.
We need you to get back
We
to
need
work.
you to get back to work,
Get to work.
which means they're important.
Yeah, and it's also they didn't address the automation, AI automation.
No, I think that's
They said we're gonna put that on the table.
yeah. I think that's I think
for
that's
a
still
later
up for grabs, yeah.
conversation, and we have until the 8th or the 10th, whatever
Yeah.
date it is in January, to bring these
And I think
issues
that
to a resolution.
I think the guy that the head of the union, I think he knows there's no way out of this. There's no way to knock off automation forever. It's gonna come. There's nothing you can do.
So
about
they're
it.
saying I was overhearing it while doing dishes that they were talking about how they want to make it that it can't be automated until 900 years from now.
He's saying that because he's still there. He knows that there's in his heart of hearts. He knows there's no way. We all know this. It's not a secret for nobody. But they have to use his language to fight. You know what I mean?
So in the 900 years, it'll be automated.
Before we die. How about that? Before we die, it's all going to be automated. There's no way to fight it all forever.
We're really this is a prime example of the issues we're gonna have as a society in the whole
Yeah.
when robots take over.
But the reason,
Or when
but
automation.
If inflation, if the way we get paid increase with inflation, they'd be able to ease the automation in easily, because people have been making. Right now, people are in the hole. They're like, I make a lot. I don't make enough money from my life, so I need money. I gotta fight for this. But if they made enough, you know what they'll do? What we do now in our union: you retire out, and we don't hire more. We'll put machines in, little by little. As you retire, we won't hire more. We'll bring machines in, and they'll just do that. It'll just happen
and
gradually,
let those who
just like every other industry out there. You know what I mean? When as new technology comes, they just don't hire more people. When people leave, fire, find a new job, they just don't hire more. They just add the machines as they go along. And what are they called? In newspapers, back in the day. When I say back in the day, I mean like 70s, even 80s, even. When they wanted to put something on print, they would have guys in the basement with letters, little squares that had each letter in the alphabet, and they would arrange it in a pattern to look like this kind of print. And then they will put a piece of paper and they would stamp it. And then that's your print in your newspaper. And they'll get another one, they'll stamp it.
Yeah.
And they'll take, when computers came along that printed, they didn't fire those guys. They let those guys retire out. They added the machines. And eventually those guys retired out and they just never hired more people to do that.
yeah.
So that's how they did it.
The last few guys that wasn't enough to run the machine, they were just like,
These guys were still around in the year 2000 something. They were still doing it in the basement.
that's crazy.
Yeah. They didn't fire them right away. They let them retire out. That's why we have the term lowercase and uppercase.
Actually-
because there was a box. The lowercase was down here. The uppercase was in the top portion. They were actually in a case. That's
They
why
were
it's
in a
called.
real case.
They were in a real case. It was called lowercase and uppercase. Google it.
People. I heard that one of the printing press came back. It became popular again.
One of the printing press?
Yeah, one of the printing presses came back and they dusted the machines off and brought them back because people are subscribing to that traditional I'm getting my paper.
That's what kind of we were talking
that
about before.
smell.
The artisanal. Amazon could easily print newspapers and give them out for free even. But people are like, no, I want the text. I want this.
Yeah, I want to be
made
able to
locally.
I want the ink to get on my fingers
Yeah.
after a few pages.
I want a 10-year-old boy to be like, here you go, this is the news.
Grown men were delivering, not 10-year-old boys.
Listen, but that's what we want to go back to. Here, read all about it. And then you pay 5 cents. Here you go, kid. You flip them a quarter and you take a newspaper, you sit on the train.
And it was a shit
People want to live that. Yeah. It was the shit from yesterday, yeah.
Yes.
We can find out right now what's going on all across the world. But
like instantly.
back in the day, we had to wait till the next day. There was probably people that were somewhere in the world, and then they picked up the newspaper the morning of, and they were like, they knocked down the Twin Towers? They didn't even know. Right? Think about it.
That was like mad fucking scary.
With the airplane
You started
in the
saying that the plane started like sounding mad close. Yeah, that was crazy. People, so the people that were printing, right?
Yeah.
They're like, oh shit, niggas are gonna wake up to this story tomorrow.
The people that are like putting, oh my God.
They don't even know they're gonna wake up.
But the crazy thing I think about the strike is watching people's reactions online. Like some people with the guy, some people are against him. And all I kept thinking was like, wait a minute. These guys are asking for a certain amount of money to keep up with, wages around the world, basically. Also, they're trying to protect their jobs until, because they got to provide for their families. But there are people that are like, yo, F those guys, right? Let the companies bring in the automation so we can get our products faster. So we can get, so we can get this done with. Why we haven't have people out there? If we can automate it, why are we doing this? And all I kept thinking is like, we're talking about people that make money, middle class, that we're always fighting about. We want the middle class to grow, right? That are providing for their families, that are paying taxes. You think those machines are paying taxes? No way, bro. So what? That's going to make an increase that everybody else got to pick up the slack of taxes.
And how if niggas don't there's going to be lesser jobs.
Less people jobs, yeah. So you should, and then on top of that, instead of people making money working in those docks, the only people making money is the billionaires, the companies. They're the only ones making money because they're saving from all these people not working, and they're getting the same work out of it, maybe even more, because the machines are probably going to be faster.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? More accurate. They probably use lasers to.
Those 20 workers to do that one job, now it's just one job to
guy.
Clean that machine and make sure it's still running.
And then you could probably get one guy to do 20 machines to make sure they maintenance the machines.
Yeah, literally.
So so people that are saying that are basically saying, I rather the company make a lot of money so I can get my products guaranteed on time. You know what I mean? Just me is maybe just me, because I feel like this about a lot of portions in my life. I'd be willing to not have a new TV for a couple years if you are
the hat company,
yeah,
you're a $1 billion hat company around the world. You operate here.
Yeah.
Because you've gotten rid of 90% of your workforce, we're going to increase your taxes by 25%.
Yeah. That would be the government's response. They should. They don't, but they should. Because they also need to keep up with this inflation. And that's the only way for them to do it, to collect more money. I got to stop playing with that one. But this is how, with them doing that to these company billionaires, is how they're going to be able to provide for the people that don't have jobs. And that's going to have to be as progress goes on, we're going to have
think
to
about how that crazy that is, right? You and I, we lost our jobs.
Yeah.
Your job is gone. It's actually automated.
Like they doesn't even exist anymore.
It doesn't exist. My job is gone. Doesn't exist anymore.
How are we going to live?
Amazon, right? One of the big guys up there. They're paying now more taxes.
Yeah.
So now we're getting a cut of that to live because of
But also
mandated.
It benefits Amazon at the end of the day, because they pay you, let's say $1 million for all their workers, $1 million to do that job. But instead they'll pay $900,000 in taxes. They get to save $100,000. You know what I mean?
What I was gonna say was if Amazon is getting taxed,
yeah.
Let's imagine this future. We lost our jobs. Yeah. Your job was doing this. My job was doing that. It's automated now, and the government says, "Well, it's okay. We're gonna now give you free money for you to stay at home because you don't have a job anymore." Well,
at least until you can figure out something.
Yeah. You're not, because everything is getting automated. But it's okay because we're gonna tax every company a fair share amount to distribute. So you can have the basic needs.
Yeah.
And then you use that same money and give it back to Amazon for the goods.
Yep.
So it's like...
Or you can find that artisanal guy and pay him instead and support a small economy. Kind of what we were talking about before. You can't have the big economy no more. That's gone. You can have the small economy amongst the people.
Yeah.
You know, instead of ships coming in with the hats, you find a guy that comes on a boat. He unloads with a forklift onto a small truck. You know what I mean? It's a smaller economy.
I don't see that to be sustained.
Or instead of printing it over, that's another thing too people don't talk about. Let's just say this strike lasted
Imagine
6 months. Imagine the strike lasted. We couldn't get things in. You don't think there's an American company that'll be like, oh, we could pick up that slack?
Yeah, I'll
for
do
money.
it.
I'll do it for money. And you know what's that's gonna do? Now they're gonna have another American company with American workers paying American taxes within the country. We're no longer giving our money to an overseas company that pays those taxes. We're talking about keeping the money here.
One of the solutions to this whole strike thing was that I heard was to get rid of the Jones Act.
Well, that's when I first heard the strike. When I first thought was like, that's gonna be hard in Puerto Rico. Because the only people allowed to bring cargo to Puerto Rico is American companies.
Yeah.
So that means Puerto Rico's going to have a hard time. They're going to have a hard time. So I was kind of like, okay, let's see what happens.
But in my mind, when I heard the strike going through, I was like, there's no way this is going to last more than a week. And the reason why I felt that was because the Democrats do not need this situation. There's enough on their plate.
I give Joe Biden props because he didn't force them to go back to work. He was kind of like, you guys are sticking.
He had that ability to force them, and then when they asked him, he was like, because of the bargaining agreement, I'm not getting involved.
He's like, no, let the people speak. Let them do their thing.
Let them do what they. But you have to. They're bleeding right now. The microscope is on the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So having a strike, having this potential war, bust out in Iraq, in Israel, is hurting their base. So this strike was like, yeah, here's your $5. Shut the fuck up and get back to work.
Yeah.
That's what that was. And it was perfect time to strike.
But that's not the government doing
Bro, it was perfect time to strike.
Yeah, but that's not the government doing
But who's contracted with it?
It's the I forgot the name of the company. It's basically the companies that do the shipping containers. The ships, that company. They run the port. That company is an overseas company. It's not an American company.
Right.
So when they automate, they're taking away American jobs and the finances are going overseas to another country. So they're not saving America money. They're saving another country money. And America's suffering by not working, by losing these jobs. You know what I mean? That's why people, and we were kind of talking about this before, where we were talking about talking about politics and they don't know what they're talking about. This is what when I see people saying, "Oh, screw them, let us have let them have automated." They don't understand what they're talking about. Automation will come, but it needs to come in a pace that we don't leave people starving. You know what I'm saying? Think about these port workers. They probably bought a house, and now they're going to lose their job to a robot, and now they're going to be homeless. You know what I'm saying? Your house doesn't go away if you don't have a job and you don't have to pay the mortgage. You still got to pay that mortgage. You're going to foreclose on the house. You're going to ruin your credit. It's a huge situation. And this is the middle class that the people say we want to support the middle class. All these politicians. The middle class is shrinking like crazy. It's the smallest it's ever been in history.
Right. So it's either you're poor or you're rich.
Yeah. And we don't support the people that are in the middle that we need them to buy houses, to buy cars. We need these people around. Rich people only buy one house. 2, 3 maybe.
Because the form of our capitalism is fucked up? Or it's not regulated enough?
No, it's the inflation. That's all it is.
But what's inflation?
Inflation is basically the American economy printed more money than would happen naturally. So basically, if you got a dollar worth $1, let's just say, now and the worth is the same, it's $1, but now you have 100 of those dollars. Now each dollar is only worth a penny because it equals to $1, let's say.
So it was the printing of money.
Yeah, we devalued what the money's worth
and started handing it out.
And we just gave it during COVID. We just handed it out. Thousands, millions, we're giving it away, and then we're paying for wars that we shouldn't be paying for. Ukraine and Israel, we're paying for that crap. We shouldn't be paying for any of that. All the money that we paid for, the people complaining now about it too. Like, wait, we're giving how much money to Ukraine, but there's mad homeless people in Manhattan right now? How's that possible?
What comes out of this strike? Do they get the no AI automation?
I think eventually it's going to come.
No, but do they? Yeah, you said that.
Yeah.
But do you think they get it in the contract that it's not allowed?
I think they could put a limit to it, saying, "Hey, we'll give you 5 years to," and then after those 5 years, we got to do one AI crane, and everybody else could be non-AI, like within the ports. So if this port has 6 cranes, right, operated, we need one, and you guys can have another raise. And then what happens? They push that bucket down the hill, and then the next contract, like, we need one more. And then you guys can have 3 cranes and 2 AIs. And then they kick it down the line. They're like, okay, now instead of trucks going through here, we're going to have automated vehicles. You know what I mean? Like, you ease your way into it. And now, as all this is going on, 3, 4, 5 years, people start retiring, kicking out. And then the company that hires them is like, no, we're not going to hire. In fact, we'll pay you guys overtime to work more until the next contract. You know what I mean?
Right.
You work your way out of it. You know what I mean? But I mean, there's no way to. You can't kick this bucket down the hill, down the road forever. It's gonna come. There's nothing you can do about it. This is just the progress. Historically, it's just progress.
But this is what I mean, that we're gonna get to a point where, and maybe it's happening in small. Maybe it'll happen like in small steps. Like this is one of them. But the conversation of what happens when we get to that point where things are just automated, where ChatGPT becomes something that's just on the really next level.
Yeah, I think that's going to be our next hurdle as a world. You know what I mean?
So
we don't know. We don't know, because the first people to get that is going to be us, right? That's not going to happen in India. India's going to be working hands-on. They're not going to have robots. That's going to be us, America.
First.
Of course. America, Europe, rich countries. They're going to get all that stuff first. They're going to get automated first. They're going to get robots first.
So if we get the automation going, we start relying less on the companies that are doing jobs across the seas?
Think about,
so Apple used to operate here. I'm just throwing Apple out there because I hate that company. Apple.
It's his favorite topic.
Apple was Clinton came around, was like, fuck it, Apple, go ahead, just make the iPhones over there in China.
Yeah.
Apple's like, thank you, great,
Nice.
cheaper, go. I don't have to give health insurance, workers comp. Fuck America.
Think how much money they're saving now.
Pennies,
millions,
pennies to make an iPhone now. Got it.
Yeah. People are jumping out of buildings trying.
But now it's automated, and
in China, that company in China, they're suffering now.
Right, but in America,
we're good.
We're good. Yeah. We have a whole factory making brand new banana phones. Now it's banana company coming through with new phones.
Why does that fucking be anything else?
Because you guys are fruity. You know what I'm saying? You iPhone people are fruity. Obviously, you love fucking fruit. Eating fruit too. The rotten apple.
It's Macintosh. That's how it started.
Nobody uses it, right? They're doing business under as Apple, not Macintosh. So now the automation is here. All the iPhones are being made here. The 1 or 2 jobs to lubricate the robots. Put the masola in the robot so it's still making the machine.
Con masola.
Goya tiene que bueno.
Sábado Gigante.
That nigga was a man. So many shows in one. So then China's now bleeding because there's no more jobs.
There's no jobs for them.
Oh God, I could already see the fucking. I could already see the people like, we're destroying other people.
Yeah. Again, there's no way to stop. We're better off as a society here in America rather than India. I keep using India because India is more poverty than us. But like, they're using, let's say they're a lot of the phone companies. Not phone companies. What am I looking for? Like when you call customer service, right? Hello, how you doing? My name is Anthony. Yeah. His name is not Anthony. You know what I mean?
His name is not
Anthony.
I hate asking their names now. Now I'm like, what's your worker ID?
Oh, that's funny. I'm like, no, what's your real name?
What's your real name?
Stop lying. Are you lying to me? I don't like talking to liars. But eventually they're going to have AI software doing all that. When you call customer service, it's no longer going to be Patel. It's going to be AI. And you're going to be able to talk to them, have a conversation. It's going to fix your problem. All those people are going to lose a job overseas. They don't have a contract like we have. They don't have unions. They don't have any of that. They're just going to lose it, and that's it. They got to figure it out. So these people that are making probably good wages compared to the rest of the society that's there, because they're getting paid by an American company, they're making pretty good money, right? So everybody else around them makes $10 a day. They're making 12, and they're like, wow, these people are doing pretty good. Now they're going to make nothing. You know what I mean? So that society's going to suffer.
Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them. The same way that shipping company thinks about America. Yeah, fuck them. I want automation.
Yeah, but they got stuck.
Yeah, but because we have unions.
They don't have a choice.
Yeah. They do have a choice. But their choice is long term. They can't do it right away. Even if they said, keep the strike, they can't build that automated system in America that
overnight,
fast.
yeah.
They need time to get it done.
And approved.
And yeah, exactly. So they need the time. So that big company has no choice but to kind of work with the system we have. But eventually they're going to get it. Because these people are not going to want to do that crap.
Not if they fucking write in the contract that until 999
that's going to be crazy. That's a crazy thing to get. Again, he's talking crap because he has his people behind him. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm fighting for you guys. He's like, I'm going to die soon.
That's like when somebody sues, they sue for an exorbitant
$1 billion.
$1 billion. And
they're going to get 100,000. They're like, I'll be happy with that.
Right, you settle.
They're like, I want 900 years. They're like, I will give you 20. He's like, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? And you know what's funny? People, I've seen things online where they're like,
so hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. Because I was going to start talking about this union guy.
Hold on. So for this situation with the ports, it's a perfect example again of the future. Is it that we get to a point where we're telling the government, we see, and this is the first example of how jobs are going to be taken away because of automation, and just like we're going to put a stop to it here with this contract with this company, we need the government to be on the people's side, whether we're unionized or not. They cannot go automated. If a company has more than 1,000 employees, that company must not use automation.
If I was a president, I would not agree to that.
And again, I'm just throwing that out there. Let's say your company, you make Puerto Rico hats, and you got 1,000 employees, but you want to go automated and you want to break the law, the rule. That's
breaking the law is different.
Well, I mean, breaking the regulation, right? The regulation stipulates that if you get rid of 90% of your workforce, if you have a workforce over 1,000 and you get rid of 90% of it or 75% of it through automation, that your tax bracket goes from 20% to whatever, 45%. That you have to now pay.
I would do the math and be like, okay, what's cheaper? Paying the tax or paying the people?
Right.
And remember, with the people, it's not just money.
It's a liability.
Insurance.
It's liability.
Yep. So there's a lot more involved. So as a company, you might make the decision, I'll pay the 45. That's cheaper for us. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because in a year, I got freaking 14 claims of injuries. And
exactly. I got to pay sick leave, vacations. God, you know what I'm saying? God knows sexual harassment claims. There's so much involved. Robots don't got to, and they work 24/7.
They don't get pregnant.
Sin complain.
And they don't get pregnant.
Not yet.
There's no nepotism.
Yeah. So we don't got to. Well, maybe we'll see. There might be a robot's like, oh, this is my next generation. I want him to work here.
My next generation.
My next model.
I'm ready to retire.
He's based on me. Yeah. I'm getting cracking rusty.
This situation might pave the way on how we handle this automation situation, and in many ways it could be pushing it back.
Yeah, but also too, as a government, you have to look at it and say, okay,
it's not the government that's regulating this contract.
No, but I'm just saying, as a government, you're gonna look at it and you're gonna be like, we need automation eventually, because Russia's not gonna stop. China's not going to stop. We need it because, God forbid, they develop faster than us and they have more than us. You know what I'm saying? They could overtake us. I mean, listen, America's not going to be the number one economy forever. It's never like that. The biggest superpower never stays the biggest superpower forever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And at our fast pace that a world goes in, it's bound to, another country's bound to.
But imagine that this sets the president, or this sets the standard to what happens when a company tries to go and get automated. Think about the and there's been many strikes. The automobile, they've gone through mad automations. Yeah. Where does it get to the point where enough is enough?
I think
And when does the government step in and say, "Oh, I gotta pick sides for you guys"?
I think it all comes down to money. You know what I'm saying? And the government can't do. Again, the government should think, I want a little bit more automation, because when World War III happens, we need these machines to start building fast. You know what I'm saying? We need automation, but also we also got to worry about the Americans that are here for our economy. So the government's kind of in a catch-22. If you're the business, you got to think money-wise and think, okay, what if I told each person that worked on the dock, I'll give you $100,000 check to leave? Would you take it?
No.
200,000?
Nope.
300?
No.
$1 million?
Nope.
You want the job?
What is my son gonna do? Fuck me.
What is your son?
I got a few years left.
You think your son's gonna work in the dock too?
It doesn't matter where.
Oh, okay, I see.
The concept of giving up these things is what I'm asking.
But there may be people that take it. Just like when you had
absolutely, just like you got right now.
Just like when you have one of those apartments that they can't raise the rent, they'll be like, "I'll give you 10." The people will take it and leave.
Yep, that's actually
and the last
happened to me.
The last guy that holds out might get the most.
That's me.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that there's different ways the company can handle it. And if they get rid of enough people that they can't use this crane because we don't got enough guys, they'll automate it.
My thing is this. It's like, okay, if you're saying it's inevitable that it becomes automated and the automation automatically wins, jobs are scarce and don't exist, bro, bring abortion. I'm encouraging abortion.
Wow.
What?
Do it at the docks.
Do it at the...
With the crane.
Don't even wait. Go to the toilet. We'll make a new... I got a meme of a toilet that splits open.
Well, maybe you could get one of the dock workers to get a new job as an abortion crane.
Yeah. I don't know, but would I want more population? No.
What would you?
I want less.
No, you want more.
No. If there's gonna be robots taking over all the jobs, then I don't want people. Don't have a baby, please.
No, but don't. Logically, you don't want a baby, but we don't live in a logical society, right? Okay. Because we have other countries that don't think logically.
Fuck. I'm talking about. You see, I don't care about them. I'm talking about us. If we have automation,
no, but you should care about them because they're the ones that's gonna come attack us.
Fuck them. We're gonna have all the technology to protect ourselves. I don't care about them. Right. They're irrelevant.
But why would you worry about abortion? Just let people. People are not gonna want to.
How are we gonna feed so many fucking people?
You're gonna get to the point where people are not. Think about what's happening now. As the world advances, look at all the advanced societies in the world. They all have less children than they had a generation ago.
Right. So we're heading in the right direction.
People slow down. You don't even need the abortion clinic. People just naturally don't want to have a lot of kids
because
they live in an apartment. They live in a house, in the city. You don't live in a farm. You don't need 14 kids no more. You know what I mean? You live in an apartment. You maybe 2 or 3. You're
That's
good.
a lot.
Even 2 or 3 is a lot.
It's a lot,
right?
It's a lot.
People want to have 1 or 2 kids, maybe the most.
Wow. So as
it's gonna happen naturally.
What we're saying is that as technology progresses, people digress. The number of people.
Naturally. And I think it's associated with education. As education goes up, people have less children.
The more you know.
The
star.
People that are dumb have kids because they don't know, they don't even know what that means. They don't think ahead. Right? People, doctors, scientists, all of them, they're like, oh, they have kids when they're 40, bro. 1 kid. Right? All these people. Meanwhile, me and you having kids when we're freaking kids. When we're kids. We're having kids. You know what I mean?
We don't know what we're doing.
What the hell? What you got for?
Because I want to add the more you know when you said
it.
Okay. Damn, bro. Did you think that this strike was going to be a big deal?
I knew that there was going to be some sort of impact if they lasted a long time.
But okay.
So my biggest concern
wasn't the question. The question was, did you think it was gonna last the 3 months, the 4 months, 3 months, the 6 months?
I thought it was gonna last probably a month.
Really?
Yeah, my thought was like, maybe a month.
I didn't give it I didn't
because
to me it lasted too long.
Because I would think that the businesses are gonna be like, okay, did you want to see who bends first? Even a month is a long time, actually.
Bro, I think 3 days. It's 3 days ago. So, I think 3 days was enough.
And my biggest fear was coffee. I was like, oh, coffee comes on those boats. I want to make sure we have an extra coffee in the house. So I prepared and I got extra coffee.
You did?
I got 1 extra coffee.
I didn't get shit. I was in Costco. I saw people scrounging the toilet paper, the water bottles. And I was like...
And it's funny, for weeks...
I was putting shit back from my cart.
For like a week, I've been telling my wife, I'm like, we got to buy extra food just in case. Just the stuff that comes off overseas. Not the American stuff, obviously. That's
The exotic stuff.
And then, so she didn't go. She was like, all right, we're not going to go. Fuck it. You know, it's because I wasn't really concerned. I was like, it's going to be something, but what is it really?
Yeah, I didn't think only because it's like the Democrats.
Stuff on Amazon. Right?
Amazon Prime.
That's all that stuff. TVs. It's only that stuff.
Yeah, the
you want to buy
foreign
couch? Yeah, probably, maybe. Not even that. Shoe, sneakers.
And most of that stuff is already here.
Yeah, extra things. Not the real stuff. We have all that real stuff. Like to survive.
Yeah.
It's the extra stuff. That's all. It's probably better for
Toys,
society.
even the toys were here already.
If it would have lasted 6 months, it would be better for the American society. We'll all save money. We'll have American businesses. It'll be better for us. You bring it on. Bring more strikes. You know?
I don't know about that, but
my mother-in-law went because she saw it on the news. She's like, I want to go. She was like, there's no toilet paper.
no.
She's like, why? And my wife, I told my wife, I was like, tell her, don't worry about the toilet paper. She's fine. We make paper here.
And why is wiping your ass the most important when it comes to
every emergency, bro.
Why? Bro, I'm thinking about feeding myself.
Yeah, think about
thinking
COVID.
about water.
Toilet paper during COVID.
Bro, I'll take a shower and wipe my ass.
That's what I was saying. Just wipe your ass.
I have a bidet.
God. If you don't got a bidet, at least for a backup. At least.
Toilet paper is the least, bro. There's trees right now.
You leaves.
I'll leave it up, bro. I'll do like back in the day, elementary school. I'll streak the toilet walls. You know what I mean?
Wow. Que sucio.
Que sucia.
Yeah, but I think good, man. I hope I think people all across the country should look at this and be like, you know what? We should all stick because one person saying I want to raise, the boss you're gonna get fired. But if the entire company says we're not going to work until you at least give us all $1, then the boss is going to be like, I got to do something. I got to pay this rent. I can't have these people not making me money. I need this money. So it'll be better for me to give them $1.
Are you encouraging small, intermediate, other companies to come together and unionize?
Not companies, people. Yeah.
That work for companies.
Yeah, that's how we do
so
things.
If your company has more than 50 people, you should have a conversation and get you guys to stand up for your peoples. But you all have to stand up.
But again, think about this.
Because if only four of the 50 people stand up, guess what?
They're getting fired.
They're fired.
Yeah. But think about it like this. This is how America got formed. Everybody got sick of it. Together, they band together and they fought off the empire. They were like, no, we're sticking together. And this is why, there's a whole nother conversation that I'm not going to get into. And this is why they had to write certain things into the Constitution saying that a black person is only 3/5 of a vote. Because the southern states were like, no, we need their votes. You know what I'm saying? Because they needed the South to fight the war. So they're like, we got to make a contract. We got to make a deal with them.
So do you know like the formation of the government, the Constitution, how wild that was?
Yeah. Kids.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Like
kids did it.
Not just kids, but like what they had to deal with. Like the people outside with like knives and fucking
when they wrote it, they had to nail the window shut and they had to make sure the curtains were closed when they were writing it.
And then they had to carry it out because niggas would have like murked them with this new thing that they wrote out. So they had to like defend it.
And then it wasn't.
We couldn't do something like that now.
Was it the Constitution? I think it was the Constitution.
It was.
Because we had the Articles of Confederation for like 10 years and it just wasn't working. Yeah.
And it wasn't also the Articles of there were several different attempts of governance that went in that didn't make it. So we couldn't do something like that.
And
now.
It wasn't socialism.
It was definitely
that wasn't one of them we tried.
Bernie Sanders was there, but he didn't, you know what I mean? The plan came out later.
He was in Russia still.
I don't know. We couldn't do something like that now.
What? Declaration?
What? That?
No.
We couldn't.
Well, first of all, everybody's stupid. It's crazy, bro. Imagine the stuff they're going to add in that thing. Think about the dumb things people add in that.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, listen, what did you think about the strike? How long did you think it was going to last? I honestly thought 3 days was too much. Because, again, the Democrats are in the power and they're trying to win. And this was a stain and a half. So whatever call Biden or whoever's controlling Biden made, that shit had to happen, bro.
Yeah.
You got the war. You got the freaking the inflation. You got the holidays coming up.
Yeah, word.
Like, and we're trying to win an election with Kamala.
Listen, people, stick together, fight the power.
Don't fight the power.
Fight the power.
You're inciting violence. They're gonna block us. You idiot.
Here we go.
We can't.